Now it's time to press buttons and talk with Manky and ProZD.
Okay, so it's gotta be this, right? If it's not the one before, but if it is, I'm gonna be fucking mad.
I'm willing to lose this health to test this.
Hulk Phoenix is gonna be back in a second.
Okay.
If this is a fucking...
I hope it wasn't this one! Oh no! This is on the stammer!
Not the one that talks about her fucking back to the lantern!
Something about you just isn't right.
Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Why is everybody staring at me? What is going on?
Why is my jacket ripped?
Is it? I'm sweaty. Wow. Huh? Are you okay? Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contradicts quite a few contradictions. Oh, contains quite a few contradictions. It does also contradict them. What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony? According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim who had her back to the stone lantern, as the other piece of testimony described.
I can't
that
fucking believe this.
So egregious.
There have been so many other times where they were like, you have to present it on the statement that mentions the specific thing.
That might
They've
be
done
like
this so many times to us. And then the one time we're following them by the rules. No.
That might have been like mixing up the word order and translation or something and like missing that like, the important part needs to
idiotic.
It is pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Maya Fey stabbed the victim who had her back to the stone lantern, correct? Yes, that's right. But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right?
Yes, I think so.
I feel like everybody's kind of pissed. But according to the autopsy report...
I just had a bad day today.
You had a bad day. The cause of the death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back.
I'm gonna be mad about this for the rest of my life.
But this is the one where it says that he stabbed her. You didn't know that he stabbed her at the previous statement.
This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony.
Doubt sprout. I love putting doubt sprouts in like a salad.
Yeah, they're bad.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
So bitter. Ruins my salad.
I should try a cup of those. It's simple. People are like books.
He just stops there.
People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift?
No.
What? What are you? What? Is that all you have to say? You might as well have just said people are books.
Doubt sprouts. I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Just objection.
You're a 11-year-old boy.
Finally, it says, could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. But very specific parts of it. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter? Mothers and daughters don't fight. And now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach.
There certainly are some inconsistencies.
Kangaroo court. Well, Iris, how about it? Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean? What does that mean? Please explain. Take your time.
Sorry, I coughed out a sprout.
Yeah.
There are 253 distinct types of bitterness.
Those are not recommended by the FDA. There's a lot of...
But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses.
A lot of teens in the hospital from drinking...
From the doubt sprout YouTube craze going on?
Trend, yeah.
Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said?
Prosecutor Godo, explain yourself.
The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities. Ambiguities.
And also that says unambiguous.
Unambiguous. Yep, that's the word.
Ambiguous ambiguities. English is so fucking stupid.
It sounds like some Family Feud stuff, like
unambiguous.
Unambiguous ambiguities.
Or you mean like a Jeopardy category?
Yeah, something like that.
Unambiguous ambiguities. That the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly.
Yes. Huh?
A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light.
Light. Kingdom Hearts.
By the way, did you know?
I know Kingdom Hearts is light.
The Inner Temple has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is there training...
We learned that on the Kingdom Hearts playthrough. Go check it out right now. Like
right now. Watch the whole thing right now.
Yeah. So pause this. Go watch all the Kingdom Hearts.
Make sure you keep this tab open.
Yeah, even if you've seen it all before, go watch that whole thing real quick and then come back here and you'll understand.
The stone lantern in the garden is to always be lit. Lit AF.
Drugs. I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Do they just like fill it with marijuana and just burn it all up?
Well, if that's true, sounds like a fun time. Shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly?
Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. That stone lantern. More like.
Impossible?
It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good.
You know, Goda, your eyes are pretty red. I don't know if you're...
I partook in some stone
A
lantern,
little morning blaze.
In other words, it had to be nearly pitch black in the garden that night.
Wake and bake, Goda.
There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all.
Most enlightening.
Do you ever think that the red from the mask is just his weed eyes? Because I've always thought that.
That's been my head.
It's actually a white mask, but he just goes crazy.
That illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. Meanwhile, my skin has been melted to the bone. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see.
Got a little skeleton hand there.
Ooh, like my hero, Jack Skellington. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other.
I wouldn't guess that was your aesthetic.
Oh, I'm a big goth. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak.
He's definitely got like a Hot Topic room with like...
Isn't that right, Trite?
No!
I love Hot Topic. I get Funko Pops
I've got 100 Jack Skellingtons in my room.
Order! Oh dear!
Oh dear.
Here, Your Honor. A Jack Skellington Funko Pop. I've got 20, so let me present the stone lantern.
Oh, you brought it here into court today.
It was very heavy, but Bill made it happen. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
Movers paid for it out of my own pocket, so
it was about a $5,000 job. So this
does it need to be here?
I'll be sending you an invoice, Mr. Godo.
Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern. There's something written on it.
Huh?
Why, it's written in blood.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. So the judge didn't know about that yet.
Written in blood.
It says Maya upside down.
What the?
Oh, yes, that's right. Forgot about the blood. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away.
I just forgot. Sorry.
I forgot about that part. Silly me. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her. It's her lantern, by the way. She paid for it and bought it. It's very nice. With the blood that was draining out of her body.
I was thinking about getting a stoned lantern as well.
Is that one for sale? It looks nice, except for the blood.
It is definitely not.
Definitely gotta wipe that down.
It certainly looks that way.
Maybe I'll just put more blood on it.
Objection! Hang on just a minute.
Just give myself a little cut.
What are you all talking about?
I'm talking about how I'm gonna decorate the line.
What do you mean, what are we all talking about?
We're talking about the message written in blood.
Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head and boxing gloves, I still can't see everything.
Does he consider those goggles? Is that his designation for that mask? So that's what he meant by that.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godo, anything further? Mr. Godo?
Okay then. Let's move on.
Godo is literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose.
I was literally shaking.
It's not that dramatic.
I believe it has now been established
Iris is literally nervous right now.
that Ms. Donim was killed by Maya Fey.
Literally. That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you. Now it's time to press buttons and talk.
And
Yes.
Iris, too?
Yes, sir. I'm joining the channel.
I would love for Iris to join our channel.
Yeah, if anyone was going to turn real and join the channel, she'd be a good...
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you?
She'd balance well with all our chemistry.
Let's hear it. We're all ears.
Sister Iris used
And noses and eyes and skin and
body parts are
skeletons and...
After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Kurine tradition, so I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and... Whoopie-doodle, I did some fucked up shit. Whoop, I used the Shito to alter the way the wound looked. That's a very safe way of describing what you've done. Alter the way the wound
It's
looked.
insane in these trials when people like just, they'll say like their testimony and it'll be like the first 20% of what happened. Like, and then they'll go later. Oh, by the way, I also moved the body onto a snowmobile, went over there, and stabbed it with like the Shito.
Oh, did I not mention I saw a bikini?
If someone like withheld all of that until like 50 minutes later, jury system, guilty. Like this person is hiding shit.
Well, I stopped because Bikini walked by with an AK-47, and anyway, that's not important.
Now, I get that your prosecutor would tell you not to say stuff without being asked.
Yeah.
But to like be like this whole thing, if you're like forced to tell it later, you're gonna look like a fucking idiot.
In real court, it is supposed to be like they are supposed to kind of get to it. I don't know.
So you move the body.
This is very unlike real court in a couple of ways.
Yeah.
Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple.
There's actually a video of like a real lawyer like diagnosing the first episode of Phoenix Wright and like going through all the ways
episode of the show or the
no, he has a YouTube channel.
No, but you said the first episode of
the anime, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he like breaks it down and compares it to real court, and it turns out it's quite different. Y'all should check that out. It's good.
Yeah, because there's no jury system.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan, but even so, I never imagined that Elise Donim was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate.
I believe you're looking for twist of fate.
A terrible trick of fate.
But I won't call you out on it.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body.
We all misspeak now and then. It's fine.
But...
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
yeah, she had an AK-47 and she was just walking by. Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, here I go. 'Cause don't you know, I am a kid with no control. Mystic Elise died. I called out to Mystic Maya. Thought it was my duty to protect the future master, so I removed the body from the inner temple by myself.
Okay. Probably gonna be the altering part.
I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. That sounds questionable. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple, and I used the Shito to alter the way the wound looked.
How did you alter it?
Yeah, that's... I mean, I guess we know, but we'll see what... Is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you?
Yes, that's right. She probably thought the worst.
I mean, it looked pretty bad. Probably, more like literally.
I see. So Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one that murdered Ms. Donim.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's my fault that this case has gotten so confusing.
Don't worry, I'm used to it.
I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Guilt? I don't know.
I don't know.
That was my duty to protect. So I removed the body. Okay, how'd you do that? Let's just dig into that. Why did you do that? For fun?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself.
Yes, I did. I'm very strong. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
Can you look at the evidence real quick?
No.
And go over to the left. Click that.
Got this.
I'm wondering if it's something
not
where
lit.
if you wanted to protect Maya, why wouldn't you wipe the blood off the
oh, yeah, that's a good point.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be it in some capacity.
The snow, huh? Or maybe it's where she's like, I have a sworn thing
back.
to...
I thought it was my duty to protect.
Yeah,
Press this.
Why didn't
press
she,
it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because there might be a...
Hey, here's a statement.
So then, you knew. You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey.
Yes. Of course I did. I've played the first 2 games. I know who she is.
That's odd. Wait, what? I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position. What are these games you're talking about?
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed.
Okay, maybe next time we'll figure it out.
Maybe
Because I'm just too bamboozled right now to figure it out.
I'm just too goddamn confounded to figure anything out right now.
Confounded by these riddles and enigmas. Oh.